So several of you have been asking me what the differences are between Guerlain's Vetiver, which came out in 1959, this right here, with Vetiver Extreme that came out in 2007. We're going to go ahead and compare these two, coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, there's a subscribe button below. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos and giveaways. And that's right, today we're going to go ahead and compare the very, very popular Guerlain Vetiver that was launched in 1959 with the not so popular but very curious to try Vetiver Extreme. I'm a huge fan of Vetiver fragrances, you already know this. And I love Vetiver. I've worn many, many bottles. Dating back to the mid-90s is when I first started wearing Vetiver, the original Vetiver by Guerlain. So it was launched in 1959 and it's an eau de toilette concentration, and the nose and the perfumer behind it is Jean-Paul Guerlain. For notes you have at the top orange, bergamot, and lemon. In the heart you've got nutmeg and pepper. In the base you've got vetiver, tobacco, and tonka bean. So for Guerlain's Vetiver Extreme, it was launched in 2007 and it is an eau de toilette concentration. No nose to be credited on this one, so I wasn't able to find a nose for it. But for notes you've got at the top bergamot and lemon, and in the heart notes you've got pepper and nutmeg. And the base notes you've got vetiver, cedar, and tonka bean. So I took these notes from parfumo.net, and compared to fragrantica.com, the notes are completely different. So there's a lot more notes listed at Fragrantica compared to Parfumo, but I wasn't able to find any notes on Guerlain's website. So I went with Parfumo.com. So what are the differences between these two? As you can see, the color of the juice is completely different. Well, actually, they're kind of in the same ballpark, but this one is a lot greener and this one is yellower, still on the green side. So there's a difference, but here's the difference for me. I get a lot more herbal take on Vetiver with Vetiver Extreme compared to the original Guerlain Vetiver from 1959. If you haven't tried Guerlain's Vetiver, then you're probably missing out on one of the most masculine fragrances, classic fragrances, you know, as dating back to the late 50s, 59. So it's a fragrance that's been very popular and it still continues to be popular with that dominant earthy, woody note of Vetiver. But with Guerlain's Vetiver Extreme, it comes off a lot more herbal to me. There's also a touch of anise, licorice here, and also some slight touches of booziness. That actually adds a little more depth and uniqueness to what I've worn so much of, and that I'm enjoying a lot more here in the Extreme because I've worn this so much, I've kind of gotten tired of it. So when I want a Vetiver that's simple, and you know, I'm thinking of the Guerlain Vetiver, that kind of simple Vetiver, not complicated or complex. But I want a bit more unique take on that simple Vetiver. Then the Extreme has been working really, really great for me. Plus there's a tarragon note here that I pick up, so it has a very herbal quality. So you've got that licorice vibe, you've got the boozy vibe, slight bit boozy, and then also this tarragon note comes in with a little bit of incensey smokiness. So it definitely has a unique take on the original Guerlain Vetiver, but is it really an extreme as it says? As you can see, it's a Vetiver Extreme. So to me, it's not really an extreme because both of these fragrances are eau de toilette. This one's not eau de parfum. So even though it says extreme, I'm expecting something that's gonna last a long time. It's gonna be a lot more intense, but it definitely is not a lot more intense. It's a unique take on the original Guerlain Vetiver, what the Extreme is to me. Both fragrances last about 5 hours to 6 hours, give or take about around the 5.5 hour mark. So they are eau de toilettes, they're not gonna perform much better than that, but then again, 5.5 hours approximately is a great length of time for eau de toilette concentration fragrances. I mean, I'm sure some people say it lasts a lot longer on them, but I've worn this fragrance a lot. As you can see, I've been wearing it, and this is a brand new bottle of the original Vetiver that I bought, the 200 ml bottle. I think it's 200, yeah. This is a 200 ml bottle. It's a really, really good deal. I wear a lot, and I do overspray, but when I'm not overspraying, and when it's like 3, 4, 5 sprays at the most, I get a good 5 hours, good 6 hours pushing with these two. And in the Extreme, I think is a little not used correctly here because these definitely are not, this is definitely not an Extreme fragrance. Just the Extreme is the fact that it's a twist on the original Vetiver, I think. That's what I'm thinking. So do I recommend Vetiver Extreme? Hell yes, I do. I think it's a great scent. And if you've worn this one quite a bit, and you want to stick to the similar ballpark of pricing, this one tends to be a little more expensive than this, but they're both available at discounters and you can get them for under $100. So I think they're very, very nicely priced, with the original Vetiver being really great priced. You can find 100 ml for around $50 with discounts on Amazon and places like that. And Vetiver Extreme tends to be around $75, $80 for 100 ml. So I think they're worth it. But if you're thinking Guerlain's Vetiver smells old, tired, you might actually like this one because it has a little more youthful energy to it compared to this one. This one might be a little more, older appealing, even though I don't think it is. But if your nose is used to the current fragrances that are, mass produced and mass sold at the department stores, and you've tried this and you thought this was, a little old smelling, but you kind of liked it, but you want something more, I think this one's definitely a unique take on the original Vetiver, especially with the fact that it has a little bit of incense or smokiness and the licorice-y vibe, the tarragon, and just a great, actually a flanker, if you want to call it that, of the original Vetiver. Plus the color of the juice is so beautiful. This green color is just great to look at. It's beautiful. So that's my explanation of the difference between the original Guerlain Vetiver with Guerlain Vetiver Extreme. This one definitely smells a lot newer because, it did come out 10 years ago in 2007. So I don't know how long they'll continue to keep this. As you can see, the bottle here for the original Vetiver, it's changed, but this bottle has not changed, or maybe it has. No, it hasn't. But as you can see, the Guerlain is different here compared to this. So this is the more modern look of the bottle, and also this was a tester I had bought, so it didn't come with a cap. Luckily, I had a cap, so I put that cap on it. But as you can see, they've also changed the caps for the new packaging. All the bottles for Guerlain fragrances, the men's, are now in this kind of a design. They're all uniform. Like if you saw Lidge used to be in this like more rectangularly oval looking bottle. Now it comes in a bottle like this. Hopefully soon I'll have a comparison video of the latest Lidge. But hopefully they'll continue keeping this one because I quite like this one a lot more than this one, as I was saying. So, but I don't know how long they'll have this. And if you're thinking about it, get yourself a bottle because Guerlain's been doing all kinds of different changes, and hopefully they won't discontinue this one because I do find it quite wearable and enjoyable and more modern than the original Guerlain Vetiver from 1959. So there you have it. That's my explanation of Guerlain Vetiver with Guerlain Vetiver Extreme. What are your thoughts? Have you tried Guerlain Vetiver? Have you tried Guerlain Vetiver Extreme? Have you been wanting to try Guerlain Vetiver Extreme and you didn't get it because you didn't hear enough reviews or comments about it? I suggested if you like the original and you want a little more unique take on that original Vetiver, do get it. I think it's really worth it. And if you can find a great price, snatch it up. Because I found this one as a tester for around 60 bucks. It's 100 ml, and I thought it was totally worth it. But look around and shop around, get yourself some samples or decants if you want to test them out first before you jump and order a full bottle, because you can also do that. I'll have links to the fragrances down below if you wanted to do that. But also let me know what your thoughts are. If you've tried Vetiver Extreme, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? You prefer the original Guerlain Vetiver? Let me know so we can get a conversation started. Also, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.